Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on another pair of earrings using our bargain bead box from December Earthen Elegance. So let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do with these. Okay, here on the mat I have got some chain, 2 pieces, some of the coin shields or charms, whatever you want to call them, some of the 8mm jasper, and some of the bicones from out of the kit. I also have a couple of ear wires. These are stainless steel. I would have preferred copper, but I may look again before I finish these up, just so if I do find some copper ones, I can put those in. I have a couple of ball head pins, a couple of spacers, and some oval jump rings in 2 different sizes, and some 20 gauge copper wire. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take a piece of the wire, and we're going to put like so. And then on the other side the same. So what we're going to do then is this is for the other side obviously, we're going to hang this on, these are going to go on our wire. We're going to bend it a little bit so it's not quite so flat, and then we're going to hang the chain up both sides, and then this is going to become a dangle in the middle. So let's cut some wire. I don't think we're going to need more than, say this much. It's probably what, 4 or 5 inches here. Let's check. 4 inches. Okay, 4 inches sounds good to me. It's probably more than we need, maybe even. But let's get 2 pieces of 4-inch copper wire cut. This is 20 gauge. I think that's plenty big enough. Though I may wish to. Well, once you get your beads on, you can't hardwire it. You can't hammer it anymore. So it's not gonna get tempered any. But that's the way it goes some days. The second 4-inch piece. And we'll put the wire aside. So the first thing we want to do is make a loop on one side of this so our beads don't fall off. So let's just take and grab it, bend it over. We'll get our small bell baking pliers. We do not need a big one. And we're going to wrap that around, bring it around, straighten her out. And I put both pieces of chain over here, but only one belong over there. I'm going to put my chain on this one end so that I don't have to jump ring it. Come on, baby, I guess I didn't leave you open enough to slide down and onto there. There we go. Now we will wrap this side up with 2 or 3 loops. And I am going to put the beads on before I do any bending. That way I don't have to worry about the beads having to try to get over the loop. Or the bend, I should say. Because sometimes they just don't want to. There we go. Now the chain's on and it's on. So let's start putting our beads on here. These go to the dangle, so we don't want those down here. Now we want to put this on with a jump ring, so we're going to open this jump ring up. We could do this after the beads, but I would like to just have it slid onto here before we even go anywhere, so then close that up. And slide her on before the next two beads. But like I say, since it will open up, we could have put it on after we had all the beads on, but I prefer to have it on right now. So then we want the other two bicones, the jasper, and the last bicone. Now, as you can see, it's sort of wide, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going to bend it. I want to have some of this width out of here. So we're just going to take our finger and put it in here and carefully bend it up so that we have a curve in it. Like so. I think that this needs to be bent a little more on this side. Now you can bend it some more after you've got some bends in it. You just don't want to do it when it's straight entirely, because the beads take up some space. And if you have it straight across before you bend it, then you will discover that you will hear the beads making some nasty crunching sounds. I have found that out the wrong way. So anyway, I think we've got it bent pretty good. And I think I'm all right with that bend. So we're going to now bend this other side. And we're going to want to make sure that our loop is going the same way as the other side is. So we bent it outward, because then when we come around, it's going to be going the right direction. So then we'll bring it around, drop her down, check to see she's pretty straight there. And now we're going to take our chain and carefully place it on the other side, down the other side. Now we want to again wrap this just like we would any other time. Though it's a little trickier because the chain is in there, so you have to come around the chain. So that's about the right spot, so we'll cut this off. It looks like 4 inches was about perfect, doesn't it? So then this is going to hang up like this. Now, if you don't want it this long, this is the time to cut your extra chain out. Now, we also are going to need to make the dangle, because it's going to go in here. We probably do want less chain, because let's face it, this dangle is going to go way low, is going to have some chain to hold it down here. We don't want it quite that high, so we'll probably bring and cut out about right here, somewhere in here. So let's make sure we're even when we cut our pieces out. So There's 25 links on this side. And 25 links on that side. So I had just about the right amount with this one right here in the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down about, I think we want it to about right here. So we're going to cut out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to cut it right here. And then we'll have to cut the count the links up the other side again to make sure we get the right amount off. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looks like 13, 14, 15 on this side. So we need to count 15 up this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to put the clippers right here, but before I cut, I'm going to recount this other side to make sure I really do have 15 over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that leaves this little piece of chain out of our way here. Now hopefully I didn't cut more than I wanted to, because there's no putting it back. So let's pull both sides up here. For a second I thought I had that one way cut less, but I noticed I had it tucked underneath our oops, come here you. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm going to test to see if it looks to be about the proper spot, and I'm off on my rings. So grab one ring and then grab the other side, and if it won't keep falling off, we can look at it and see if it's looks to be dangling straight. So now what we have to do to put this together is, first of all, we need to make that dangle, and hopefully, like I said, I didn't cut off too much. But let's get our dangle made. And that is going to be this little spacer, and then our jasper, and our little guy there. So it looks just like so. And then we want to make this a regular wrapped loop, just like normal. And since I'm going to jump ring this, I don't need to worry about whether I have it putting anything into it, the link, when I make it. So that up there, hold it, and then we're going to wrap this up. Oh, we're down over the bicone. We don't want to be there. There we go. One thing when you're working on something, you need to watch where when you're wrapping, you need to watch where those wraps are going, because sometimes they're heading to someplace you don't want them at. So we will Now we're going to put that in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these two small jump rings, and we'll put one here on this side, one on the other side, now we're going to take one of these large ones. We could use a small one still for this. It would work. And we want to hang this upside down so that our chains are going in the proper direction. Put our dangle on in the middle. Look at this and make sure nothing is crooked. Now the dangle could go a little lower, so we're going to put it on a jump ring also. So we'll just put these two together again. Put the ear wire in. I never did see if there was another, if I had another copper one, and I probably do somewhere, and I might change it out after later, but right now we'll just put this one on. Now, since the dangle wasn't going as low as I wanted, we're going to put the dangle on one of these jump rings, and it will then go lower. We still want it in the middle between those other two. There we go. Now the dangle's quite a bit lower. So there is our first finished earring. Now we just got to do exactly the same thing on the other. Now one thing we're going to do is we're going to see how long this piece of chain we cut off was. And we're going to just cut that length off, then we'll divide the other piece in half. At first I was thinking, no, that would make too many links cut out, but we had to cut some links to get this cut anyway, so I still think that'll be fine. So I'm going to cut it right here. Those two links can go into one of my other projects, and then we're going to just cut this one in half. Okay, we've got this one finished, like I say, other than I probably will change that when I find some copper ear wires. But in the meantime, what we want to do is I've cut our little pieces of chain. We want to get this other one done here. And so first I'm going to just put the coin on its jump ring because, well, it needs to be on there when we string to that spot. So we might as well have it on prior to getting there. There's our coin. Now we're going to wrap our wire. Over and around. Bring her down. And we want to open it some so we can get the chain on. So let's put our chain on this side. Come on, baby, go on. There we go. Now we'll hold this and wrap. Trim this little bit off right here. And tuck her in. Now we're going to string our beads on, starting with the bicone, the jasper, 2 bicones, the coin, 2 more jasper, or excuse me, 2 more bicones, then the jasper, and the next bicone. Now that we've got that on there, we want to make that bend. So just take your finger and bend it till it seems about right. Now you can see I have to bend it quite a bit more to match our other one here. So you can put your thumb in the middle and just pull up on both sides, or not your thumb, but your middle finger, to get that to go oomph. Come on, stay put so I can see if I'm in about the right spot. Looks like we are, though this side I think could go up just a hair's more here. So that looks pretty good. So now we need to bend this other side. Then roll it. Remembering to get it facing the same direction as the loop as the other side. Drop her down, bring her around, and even her out some. Now we'll put our chain on this side. Come on, baby, slide on there. Okay, open just a hair's breadth so you can slide on there. There we go. Now push our wires back together. Hold them. And wrap it. Being careful not to get your chain in, but also to wrap it straight. That wanted to go crooked on me there. I just had to straighten it some. So, cut that right there. And tuck this baby in. Okay. Now we can check again to see that our bend still looks good to us. It's looking pretty good. Now we want to wrap up our dangle. So there we go. Get our bend in there. Put our bell making pliers in there, put that, wrap it around, bring her down, bring her around. She's not straight at all, so let's pull her up some more. Looks like I got my wrap not good. There we go, that's better. Straighten her up. Then we'll bring our pliers in and grab and wrap. Come on, stop. Now that baby has slipped down quite a bit, and I'm not sure I can fix it because I think I'm already too tight to the bicone. But let's hold it and pull one of these wraps out so we can get hold of that down there, and then we will get into our loop and push it up if we can here. There we go. That's much better. So now we got to finish this rewrap this little bit that we unwrapped, making sure that it's going up against that one, and bring the wrap back around. Now we'll cut that baby off. And tuck it in as best we can without breaking our bicone. Ah. I may have to trim that off just a little bit more. It doesn't want to tuck there. There we go. You ever have things like that just decide they just do not want to cooperate with you? That's this piece today. Okay, so we straighten that out. Now, I used all of my jump rings up, so I need to get a few more out. We need 3. 1 for each of these 3 pieces. Not that many. There we go. There's our 3. And we will open these up, put them on each of their spots, and then we will hook everything together. Okay, now that we have all the little jump rings on, we simply need to take the big jump ring and open it and put all our pieces together. So let's get that going. Through there. Through our little one. Now through the other side of the chain. Now I'm holding it down like this so that the chain doesn't kink up on me. Sometimes, you know, when you're working with chain, it wants to go everywhere but where you want it to be. So then we need to put our ear wire on. Now I watched to see that I was facing it to the same directions as our coin there. Because we wouldn't want, if it's backwards, we'd have to turn it. And there is earring number 2. So there they are. Our chained earrings. Aren't those cute? So anyway, there are our earrings. Now these do have stainless steel or surgical steel leverback ear wires on them, and I may just leave those even if I do find some copper ones, because you know they're not bad. And anyway, these are our cool little earrings that we made with our December Bargain Bead Box Earthen Elegance. And I hope you enjoyed making those with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.